Ready? Go!
Oh, hey Dom, what's up?
Kyle.
This week on Goofing Off, Drew takes over games on a budget. Kyle is back with Animate. And Sunshine is here to review Hitman's Bodyguard. All this and more on Goofing Off. Well, 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 if it isn't fancy meeting another semester of Goofing Off. Why did you drag me out of bed for this? What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. All right, well, while Cameron goes on with his delusions, here's Drew with Games on a Budget. What's up, everyone? Drew Brown here, and this is Games on a Budget. Today, I'm going to be talking about the futuristic part bartender simulator and part visual novel, VA11 Hall A, Cyberpunk Bartender Action, or Valhalla for short. Developed by Sukeban Games, Valhalla takes place in the bustling Glitch City, a city that is full of crime and corruption. More specifically, the game takes place in a small, off-to-the-side bar called Valhalla. The bar has 3 employees: Dana, the boss, Gillian, a male coworker, and a player character, Jill. As Jill, your job is to talk to the patrons of the bar and make them the drinks that they want. Most of your time will be spent reading the dialogue between Jill and the people who come in. On your bartending journey, you meet many different people, including an intelligent but crude businessman, an ex-cop, an idol passing through town, and an assassin, to name a few. Oh, and a red Shiba wearing sunglasses. Don't think that these labels completely describe their characters, though, because the characters in this game are anything but flat. The cast of characters are very interesting and complex, and it shows when Jill shows genuine interest through her own dialogue. It really makes you feel like you really are in Jill's place, as her reactions are usually very real and feel like something that you yourself would say. The dialogue also brilliantly builds the world that the game is set in. In the game, you don't go anywhere really besides the bar in Jill's house, but even by the middle of it, you have a good picture in your head of what Glitch City actually looks and feels like. As for the gameplay, it's very simple. You mix drinks. The patrons will request drinks that you have to prepare for them. Pay attention to the dialogue, however, because sometimes what kind of drink they want is not very clear. All you have to do to make a drink is follow the recipe book provided and add different amounts of Adelhyde, Bronson extract, powdered Delta, Flannergeed, or Carmatrine. There's also options to make it on the rocks or aged. Every drink is different and requires different amounts of different things to make. Each drink also has a backstory to it, which also might be part of the customer's order. It isn't a very big mechanic, but it's a fun and satisfying one nonetheless. And finally, the soundtrack is amazing. There's a variety of different songs, from quick and bumping to slow and relaxing. At times, I found it hard to focus on the game, and I found myself getting caught in the soundtrack. Overall, Valhalla is very interesting and a breath of fresh air for visual novels in general. For that reason, I would recommend it to anyone, whether they have background with visual novels or not. Valhalla is only $14.99 on Steam for Windows, Mac, and Linux, with a PlayStation Vita port on its way. So sit down, grab a nice beverage, and immerse yourself in the cyberpunk world of Valhalla. Got any cheap games to recommend? Hit up our Twitter at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag GOAB. I'm Drew Brown, and I'll see you next time when I save you even more money on awesome games on Games on a Budget. So Monica's doing her thing with Crockets. I think it's pronounced Croche? Crush? Not even close anymore. Let's just let Monica explain in her new segment, Cooking Monica.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica Wynn and this is Cooking Monica. Here I'll try to take recipes from animes, movies, games, and try to recreate them. I'll show you how to make them and see if you can try to make it at home. My first go at this, I wanted to keep it simple. Our first recipe will be croquettes. You see them quite often in anime and a lot of times in video games. I'm also a really big fan of them. They're fairly easy to make, but bear with me though, I'm not the best cook and it might not be visually pleasing. So why don't we head over to the kitchen?
Since I'm not smart and forgot to take a shot of the ingredients, I'll tell you what you need. I use 2 small potatoes, 1 carrot, and 1 small onion for the inside mixture. First, peel the potatoes, carrots, and onion. After peeling the vegetables, cut the potatoes into cubes, then dice the carrots and onions. Next, we'll boil the potatoes for 15 minutes or until soft. Strain them and run them under cold water to cool. Place the potatoes into a medium bowl. In a small pan, add a little bit of cooking oil, then add in the diced carrots, onion, drizzle in some soy sauce, then salt and pepper for seasoning. Sauté those until cooked. Afterwards, add the veggies into the bowls of the potato, and we're going to take a fork and mash the potatoes. Make sure to get all the veggies mixed. Wrap the mix and keep it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. This is optional, but it helps your mixture stay together so it won't fall apart. Now for the outside, you'll need 1 egg, flour, and panko breadcrumbs. You'll take a spoon of the mixture, roll it into a ball, and make sure to flatten it into an oval. Then, coat with the flour first. Into the egg. And then, lastly, cover in breadcrumbs. I'm a bit of a cheater here because I have a fryer, but heat your cooking oil to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll place the uncooked croquettes into the oil and fry until golden brown. Then, place on a rack to cool and enjoy.
Tell me what you guys think of the recipe in the comments below, or tweet me at ZTVGoofingOff with the hashtag CookingMonMon. From here at ZTV, my name is Monica, and this has been Cooking with Monica.
Hey Kyle, do you know what time it is?
10:08:25.
No, it's time for a break. We'll be right back. If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Wait, Kyle, how did you get anime? Didn't Brendan kick you into a hole or something?
I got a res.
Seems legit. Here's Kyle with anime.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Glockner, and welcome back to Animate. Yes, after Brendan shoved me into that never-ending void, I managed to crawl my way out, and I'm back to talk to you about anime. Since the end of last semester, the spring season of anime ended and the summer season is coming to a close, and there have been many amazing shows that I would love to talk about, but unfortunately, I don't have enough time to talk about all of them. So today, I'll be talking about one of the most interesting shows I watched over the summer, Recreators. Recreator starts with Sota Mizushino, an aspiring light novelist watching an anime to inspire him. In a brief moment, Sota finds himself in the world of the anime he's watching, as the main character is fighting a person he doesn't quite recognize. In the next moment, he finds himself back in his room, but the main character from his anime is also there with him. This show takes the trope of a normal person going into a fantasy world and flips it on its head, instead sending characters from in-universe anime and video games into the real world. And yes, while this trope has been seen several times in shows such as The Devil's a Part-Timer, Nyarko-san, and to an extent the Fate series, I don't feel I've seen any shows do it quite like this. After the plot, Recreators focuses on Sota and a group of various characters from popular media, called Creations, along with their various creators, preparing for a battle against Altair, a creation of unknown origin who seeks to destroy the world the creators live in. What really makes this show interesting is the very nature of the characters. For all intents and purposes, the Creations are just that, characters created by people in the real world. They meet their creators, and some have a great deal of respect for their creator, and others take out frustration over certain events in their story. A few of them even receive information they didn't know yet in their world. Yes, the characters in the stories get their own lives spoiled for them. It's a really interesting show concept that really stood out to me. As the show progresses, the creators and creations work together to prepare for the ultimate battle, and this is the part of the show where I start to feel a little mixed. See, I'm one of those picky fans that likes to understand what's happening in the show that I'm watching, and Recreators really starts to thread the line of making sense and being incomprehensible. Without spoiling too much of the story, the creators try to make their creation stronger, which involves them writing spin-off stories, having the audience accept these stories, and only then do the creations get their power up. It just starts to get really complex, and it's one of those things that's better if you don't think about it too hard. Overall, I think Recreators is a very good show. The characters are all interesting, and I like the pseudo-parent-child relationships that the creators have with their creations, and the interactions between the creations themselves. Plus, Sota has incredible character growth throughout the series. In the beginning, Sota is a shy, introverted, aspiring light novelist, only seeing these shows and games as inspiration for his own work. But as the series goes on, Sota becomes more confident, learning from both the creators of the works he admires so much, and the creations themselves, who help Sota to overcome some things that happened in his past. I also just really like the concept of the characters reacting to their own shows. Watching them learn a plot twist down the line, hearing what inspired their stories, and even meeting their fans just felt really unique and enjoyable. It kind of makes you wonder how characters in other shows would react to seeing their fan base, or meeting their creators. Recreators is an original anime written by A. Aoki and Rei Hiroi, and was animated by Studio Troika. You can find it exclusively on Amazon's Anime Strike streaming service. I am a huge fan of original series, including Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, and Plastic Memories. Recreators did not disappoint, and I hope you get as much enjoyment out of it as I did. That's all the time I have for today, but let me know what you think by tweeting me at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag Animate. Until then, I'm Kyle Glockner, and this has been Animate.
I know I'm not the host of Movie Snobs anymore, but spoilers, we're going on a break. Be right back.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Wow, it sure is weird having another new host for Movie Snobs.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess I really enjoy the fact that all the movies aren't going to be spoiled for me. Here's Sunshine with Movie Snobs.
Hey everyone, my name is Sunshine, and welcome to Movie Snobs, where we review the newest and hottest movies of the season. Today, we will be reviewing one of my personal favorite movies of the summer. I definitely wasn't alone in my hype about this movie, especially when you consider the cast. This movie starred some of the biggest names in Hollywood and featured a fantastic and hilarious script throughout. It definitely had its fair share of action and intrigue as well, which made it one of the best dark horse movies of the summer in my opinion. That's right, today, I'm going to be talking about The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Didn't touch you.
Sorry, Baywatch. You were fun to watch, but you can't even hold a candle to Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. The Hitman's Bodyguard was directed by Patrick Hughes and written by Tom O'Connor, and follows the adventures of Michael Bryce. Michael Bryce, played by Ryan Reynolds, is a AAA-rated bodyguard who ends up being tasked to protect Darius Kincaid, who is one of the world's most notorious hitmen, and played by Samuel L. Jackson. While it's clear from the beginning that these two don't get along, they both begin to realize that, just this once, their goals are actually aligned. I don't want to spoil too much about the characters or their motivations, but understand that these two have a rocky past to overcome. Overall, this movie was pretty enjoyable. The action was well timed and didn't suffer too much from the never-ending magazine syndrome that movies like this potentially can. Additionally, the comedy was pretty on point. Most jokes were well timed, and the banter between Reynolds and Jackson was virtually unbeatable.
Okay, on three. One.
My bad. You're bad.
While I believe they overused Jackson's favorite catchphrase, I can understand why they did. It was supposed to be somewhat of a joke throughout the movie, and it definitely fed into some of the best parts of the trailer.
I hope they kill him, I really do. This guy single-handedly ruined the word mother.
Unfortunately, the movie did fall flat in terms of storyline. The plot was shaky at best, and the movie overall was carried on the backs of Reynolds and Jackson's solo and duo performances. They did well to keep the audience's attention and keep the movie interesting as a whole, but the loosely threaded love stories and overarching villain weren't honestly that compelling. I also think that Gary Oldman was a bit underused, as his star power I think could have made a fantastic three-man setup with Jackson and Reynolds. While he does do well as the generic antagonist and puts on quite a fun show in the limited camera time he has, I still think that he could have had a more developed character. But hey, movies like this don't tend to dedicate time to develop characters that well, so I guess I shouldn't hold them too accountable. After all, the movie's a ton of this. So really, who am I to complain?
Yo! You about done?
Yeah, Sam, I'm almost done. Overall, this movie was a perfect summer movie. It had a solid cast, tons of explosions, and didn't try to bore me with any sort of a snooze fest storyline. With a good mix of action and comedy, The Hitman's Bodyguard definitely deserves a solid B+ grade from me. Now tell me what you guys think of the movie in the comments below, or tweet me at ZTVGoofingOff with the hashtag MovieSnobs. From here at ZTV, my name is Sunshine, and this has been Movie Snobs.
Well, Cameron, we finished up the first show. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. This looks like it'll be a pretty fun semester.
I'm feeling pretty good too. Especially after watching Dom kill Brendan for the spot of producer by stabbing him with anime figures. It was poetic and ironic.
And with that, we're all out of time for today. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for extra content.
And be on the lookout for the Goofcast, our podcast where Cameron, myself, and a guest talk about anime, games, and other things related to nerd culture. This week, Drew joined us to talk about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, ReZero, and what makes a good game. I'm Kyle Glockner.
And I'm Cameron Blenton. Thank you for taking the time to goof off with us.
Fear not, Cameron, I am beside you.
Kyle, what?
Do not touch. Yo. What? I can't
What, you can't do this?
I can't go up. I can't hear you. Kylo. Well, well, well. Hey, remember that time I forgot to write a break in the script?
You didn't roll with the punch.
I'm not wearing a watch.
You, Tom. You right there.
And you, the viewer.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.